Again in Akamakwe on 98.0, Voice of Masoro Pujon District, Advocacy Radio Potloko District, Radio Katsbami on 106.7 at Tonkolimba, at FM on 95.9 at Moyamba District, and Tongo Radio 107.5. The program now Good Morning Salon. You can be part of the program by way you go send message to the number 077-981-981 or go navigate the Democracy Facebook page and also YouTube page so you go follow the program live. Drop your question or comment on the issues them where we discuss inside the program today. The program now Good Morning Salon.
The program again now Good Morning Salon. They come to you from a broadcasting house in New England. This program they come to you every Monday to Friday 7:30 to 9 o'clock in the morning on issues where they happen at the country. Inside the program where they start to look at issues them way we report at themselves for we happen this BNTM or we happen yesterday. We go inside the Director General of the International Labour Organization say the psychosocial risks and mental health concern don't be serious challenge when they affect workman them na different parts them na the world. I talk this is one engagement we connect Energy Salon Limited all with stakeholders them and media for talk about the World Day of Safety and Health at Workplace. We if we talk about the psychosocial risks and mental health, we don't they affect workman them na the office space. For more on this, we join the reporter Mary Kamara Bangura.
April 28th every year, na time where different country and institution them, they join other one them across the world for celebrate the World Day of Safety and Health at Work. And as this they then put on together for member people we don't die or don't damage during them term where then they work. This for Connex Energy Salon Limited. Now one way then take very important where this make the engage stakeholder them and the media for member this day. But what now the reason for this program? The head of IT, now the Connex Energy Salon Limited, Almami Kamara explain more.
Every year on this day, take time out to just focus ourselves on certain issues that affect us in our workplace. ILO's theme for this year is showing a healthy psychosocial working environment. The relevance for us here, trying to pinpoint here as this. Most of us here are not engaged in professional activities. So from the video, it also affects us even when we are behind the desk. So while some workers don't handle physical occasions, our work environment significantly impacts our well-being, productivity, and overall contribution to the success of company.
Inside in your talk, the marketing manager, now the Connex Energy Salon Limited, Bernard Sisse, said they get obligations to the company.
So please let's also understand in our mind as we celebrate and recognize safe health and all of that we also have obligations to the company. If the company does not function and is not successful, it is not going to be in a position to take care of us. For the company to be successful, we too have to help the company to be successful. So helping each other, supporting each other, and doing the right consistent. I like the thing that person said, that somebody said, well, it is not my job, so you take care of you, on my own you and this and that. But there are so many overlaps. For Banase to do his job properly, the person has to give me internet. For internet to be available, Banase has to make sure he collects money and sell so that the company can pay, so that the person can choose the right supplier. I'm just using that as an example. But we are all commingling. So for the PPM level to be consistent, all the commingled products have to be in line with specification.
Where in the talk, the managing director at the Connex Energy Salon Limited, Avajitka, they get this for say.
Distinguished colleagues, partners, and the Connex Group family. Today, we join the world observing the World's Day for Safety, Health, a moment to reflect on what truly matters, the safety, health, well-being of across the Connex Group's operation in Sierra Leone and Liberia, from aviation to plane service, storage terminals, petroleum services, service stations, and cement manufacturing. Our work is critical, but it comes with inherent risks. This year, our theme, the importance of personal protective equipment, PPE, is aligned with the global focus. He says, let's ensure a healthy psychological working environment. These two themes go hand in hand because safety is not only about protecting our bodies, but also about safeguarding our mental well-being.
The Director General, now the International Labour Organization, Gilbert Ombo, said they for put worker in safety first.
Worker safety, health, and dignity. Today, The world of work is changing rapidly. Digital technologies, new forms of employment, demographic change, and climate pressures are transforming the way we work. In this context, the psychosocial working environment has never been more important for workers in every sector. Psychosocial factors at work can make the difference between a job that supports well-being and one that undermines it. The consequences at work are linked to more than 840,000 deaths every year, one associated with cardiovascular diseases and mental disorder. They place heavy costs on societies and economy. Safe and healthy working environments are a fundamental principle and right at work. When work is designed with reasonable demands, adequate support, opportunities for participation, and respect for dignity, it benefits everyone. Workers are healthier and more motivated. Enterprises become stronger and more sustainable.
Gilbert Ombo end up for talk to Workman and Connex Energy Salon Limited for work as one for push the company go before. For the Society for Radio Democracy, me and Megi Kamara Bangura the report.
The program now Good Morning Saloon, and they come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. As we mentioned earlier, one power headlines to read them for say today. We go look at the independence of the media in Sierra Leone. Which it don't be the role of the media in terms of promoting democracy and good governance in Salone. And if the media is still completely independent, that's now the discussion this morning at the program. And for calm, we look into that. We already don't join at the studio by the president for the Salone Association of Journalists, Alhaji Manika Kamara. We already don't join in at the program. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Adebayo. Good morning, the people of Sierra Leone.
With that, man, disco. With
Because
that, man,
Ademi Jackson.
You call me Adebayo. You make
Ademi Jackson. Sorry.
And now just people go get that. Adebayo don't count. All right. But that's not the voice of the president for the Salone Association of Journalists, Alhaji Manika Kamara, and also we hope for joined by the national coordinator for the media reform coordinating group, MRCG, now Dr. Francis Sowa. Meanwhile, the program Good Morning Salon, they continue inside the program. We look at another issue inside the executive director for the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, and Rujai Kaikai say the new order where they don't get from the president by the fight against drug in the country now for make they able to destroy the drug them where they can get within 48 hours. And Rujai Kaikai talk this way, the Salon Port and Arbor Authority, National Drug Law Agency, police and awareness and other body them go destroy over 400 cartons of illegal drugs. Well, for more on this, make we journey in Okabia.
Drug abuse, more especially kush, tramadol, and other one them, don't be one big challenge in the country. This done they among plenty people more especially young people who side and lost their life. Now for sake of this, make government be don't put strong law them in place for tap the illegal drugs them where they come na the country. But anytime where illegal drugs them can come na Salone, people can quick for points finger by the Sierra Leone Port and Arbor Authority. Say now through the port, then the drug can pass for address them concerning make the ports be don't put strong security measures them in place. Who said they work with the Salone Police, the National Revenue Authority, Pharmacy Board, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, and other body them. Inside match this year, Port Authority been catch 140 feet container. We get over 400 cartons of tramadol and other drug them. Where this make the management of the ports be hand them over to the Salone Police for investigate, and then be take them drug yam now the Transnational Organized Crime Unit and Center for investigation. After we they done this investigation, we make Wednesday, April 29 this year, the ports together with Pharmacy Board, NRA, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, and other body them be don't go burn their illegal drug yam. The head of the Transnational Organized Crime Unit, Reverend Michael Laga, been talk more about this.
The destruction of these drugs sends a clear and strong message. Sierra Leone remain resolute in its zero tolerance stance against the trafficking and abuse of dangerous drugs. We will not allow our communities, especially our young people, to be destroyed by harmful effects of these substances. At Togo, we recognize that enforcement alone is not enough. The fight requires sustained collaboration, public awareness, and preventive strategies. We therefore call on all stakeholders to continue working together in intelligence sharing, capacity building, and community engagement to address both supply and demand side of drug problem. Ladies and gentlemen, transparency and accountability are key principles guiding our work.
Wey himself be the talk, the executive director of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and Gujaya Kaikai be talk about why important for make institutions they work together by the fight against drug.
Because you cannot do it by yourself, and there is no way we could have succeeded without NRA and the ports supporting us. Intelligence is what we need. We must collaborate. This is not a fight about territory or who gets the good name. Because when it comes to drugs and the harmful effects of drugs, it's about the future of this nation. It was back in 2024 that President declared a state health of emergency on drugs and substance abuse. With that came the formation of the National Task Force, headed by Professor Dr. Fudisa. Then last year, when things really began to intensify, death started to increase on our streets. President again summoned a high stakeholders meeting on the 30th of September at the State House.
In continue for talk about the new measures the way in say government don't put for get gang so the fight against illegal drug na the country.
President now says that every time we make a large seizure as the ones we did, they should be destroyed within 48 hours. And that's what we do now going forward. But all of us, the press, the bloggers, you guys are doing a fantastic job. I just want to say thank you for that. We will continue for first. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing, without cutting the drug supply chain, we'll just be going round and round and round in circles. But we are going after the suppliers. We are going after the manufacturers, especially those little manufacturing hubs for Kush and other stuff like that.
Inside Ion Talk, the technical media officer for the Sierra Leone Ports and Harbour Authority, Aruna Momo Kagbo, be explain about what these developments mean for the institution, as plenty people be on the point finger at them.
On the 24th of March, through a joint security operation between the Sierra Leone Authority and the security players, we intercepted 4 containers containing contraband, and of which these containers, when they were stopped, covered 461 of these materials. And as a way of making it clear, handed over these contraband to the relevant authorities, for which they were transported here and then sealed containers. And today, again, here, as a way of continuing with transparency in the fight against illegal drugs, destruction of these contraband without much ado. Ladies and gentlemen, this shows steadfast fight in SNPHA and other security monitors have been doing in order to proceed.
Aruna Kagbo be end up assure the public say the ports go continue for give more strength to the security measures them. For say they able check container them proper one, working Canada the country for any illegal drug. For Radio Democracy, Kabia the reports.
The program now Good Morning Saloon and it comes to you from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. As we mentioned earlier, today we will look at the independence of the media and a salon. And for look into that more, we already don't join at the studio by the president for the Saloon Association of Journalists Large, Alaji Manika Kamara. Good morning once more. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Ade. Good morning, people of Sierra.
We still hope for join at the studio by the National Coordinator for Media Reform Coordinating Group, Dr. Francis Sowa. Meanwhile, the discussion, they continue. The media play a central role in promoting democracy, governance, and public awareness. The media responsibility also go beyond just reporting news. The media help for shape society, but plenty concern where don't they come out from the public now whether media houses still continue to play that critical role for ensuring the whole public officials accountable, and also whether media houses are completely independent in terms of doing their work without any questioning or attack. Well, for look into this issue, make we get Alhaji Manika Kamara, we are the president for the Salon Association of Journalists, SLAJ. To start with, before we can look at what SLAJ don't they do in terms of ensuring that journalists and media houses be professional in terms of doing their work. From SLAJ point of view, how you go describe the current state of media in the country?
Thank you very much, Adeyemi. To be sincere, I think we don't get some improvements in the media over the years as compared to before, because now we see how we get so many new medias when they come online. We get the online platform. We see so much community radio station that they open across the country, and we see so many newspapers also that they open across the country where they should say there is some development will take place in the media landscape. Despite the fact that we get some challenges, but yet still we make some progress over the years.
Okay, when you talk about the freedom of the media, for the independence of the media, rather, you guys kids in the way they take into consideration one are the freeness of the media for operates, how they're supposed to operate, and how the media then self free, and how they're able to operate without any control. In this aspect, let me go into one first, the way you get for do with free. To what extent do you think say the media at this part of the world really free?
If we look at the laws, I feel say the media are salon free, because if you go to the national constitution, they make provision for press freedom and also freedom of expression. So that one day for us, they don't guarantee say the media are salon free, despite the fact that to get some acts where they don't come over the years, where they try for limits to space. And also the registration of media houses, the Independent Media Commission, where they say almost every 1 week or 2 weeks, or maybe inside the month, where they see that they register newspapers them, where they don't show say people and they still come into the media are free, despite, like I say, we get some challenges, but there are some freedoms in the media where they celebrate. And I'll sure say when we reach to the challenges, I will explain that particular area there.
You talk about the laws them and you refer to the constitution where you say, give mandate to the media for exist. I think that's section 11 of the constitution.
Yeah.
Make the media get the right for exist
freedom,
like yes, any other institution so far. Let me watch into the laws and over the past years. It think say the law are enough for protect the journalism for perform their duties as media people, or the laws them they way still deal with the twist journalists enough for able to do their work effectively.
Chairman, a deliberate way I reference the
19th
constitution as a starting, very, very deliberate, because as you say, we don't get acts over the years with the limit to space. The two provisions they will get now the constitution not justiciable in a sense. I'm not going to take anybody in a court if they infringe on them and right, and particularly section 11 will get to do with press freedom, and section 25 will get to do with freedom of expression. So that makes SLAJ as a body, we don't we launch again, we campaign for a standalone chapter and the current review where they go on, so that we get a particular chapter where they guarantee press freedom and freedom of expression, and also access to information. Because if we get that one day where they guarantee that particular rights day, we'll be able to do so many things. Now the provisions that we'll get, the two provisions that we'll get in the 1991 constitution, not justiciable in the sense that whatever thing where somebody do against the journalist or where it's try for prevent you for law say what you want to say or write what you want to say, we only take that person in our court under that law day. And also we also don't say again, despite the fact that governments may repeal the part 5 of the 1965 Public Order Act, will be criminalized free speech, where over the years, large as a body done the campaign for the governments pull that particular laws there, and maybe they discourage private investors into the media sector. We see again, the government don't repeal that one, they will all celebrate. But unfortunately, 1.5 years after that particular law they be repealed, we see again the same governments will repeal part 5 of the 1965 Public Order Act, come again with the Cybersecurity and Crime Act, where come shrink that space for we. with particular reference to section 44.2.
Okay, Alaji Manika, we can look into that, the laws them and how them laws there, so the limit the freedom of media houses them now the country. Let's take you back earlier on. You mentioned say there are some improvements in the media landscape. You talk about the registration of new media houses them, including the online media houses. But concern we don't come out from different people now how some of them media houses here, so more like the online media houses there, don't they comport themselves in terms of doing their job and they, from Slash point of view, una concern with how some media houses don't they operate?
Yes, we concerned because one thing about Winner Slash, we promote professionalism. No, mind you, we responsibility now for make sure say we ensure the journalists that get a conducive atmosphere for do them work as journalists without any fear. Because as a journalist, nobody know for threatening you whatever way you say or whatever you do, for as long as what you say or do, they within the ambit of the law. And we're concerned about the online platform where they on the trend now, where they see so many people now they go into the open online television, online newspaper, online radio stations. We're very much concerned, and we work closely with the Independent Media Commission for see how best then go start for regulate a particular platform there. And thankfully, we don't see some journalists who operate online television station. They willingly approach the Independent Media Commission for letting register them, despite the fact that the current IMC Acts not cover them. Then they really go meet the Independent Media Commission. They produce themselves, they provide documents, say we want to register because we want to operate legally. Because the only way you register with the Independent Media Commission, you go able to do business, and more people in our community will come do business with you. So we're concerned, and we don't work with the Independent Media Commission closely, together again with the Ministry of Information, with support from IDEA International. We don't review the IMC Act, we don't make provision for the registration and the registration of online platform. And hopefully, we hope say before the end of this year, 2026, the Parliament of Salon will look into that bill, the review and approval, so that we go sanitize that particular platform there. We'll not say it's very difficult for like regulate the online platform, but the one we want to do business legally within Sierra Leone, that will make we best. That's our best for Sierra Leone to regulate them.
You mentioned say Slash concern with mostly the way our online media houses them down they operate. When you go on the social media, they say a lot of online media houses them. What's the concern, specific concern with Slash get?
Because I will get now the fact that we see now politicians they use the online platform now for send out information to members of the public. In a sense, they all open now online television and getting supporters, and most of them way they overseas, not they in countries and they overseas or they operate online platform here, but they able to access the audience at Salon. And then platform they are the more now concerned. The one where they out of Salon where they access the platform there, so where they send information where people are able to get their information there through Salon. And most of the information is the way then they share, no factual. And the information most of them they incite the public. So much concern about that particular platform. Even in mainstream media, we don't observe say now politicians they use some of our colleague journalists and the open media houses them. And this is a concern for we as large and a concern for we all as a nation. Because we'll be very much concerned. The media space will be for we the journalists them because we responsibility and for inform members of the public, for all governments accountable for exposed corruption, and also for talk where necessary where developments take place. Because the media not to opposition. With responsibility now for inform, educate members of the public about happenings across the country. Okay. And we for do that one day in partnership with the civil society partners, we will all they work in the interest of Salon.
Okay, you just say the media are not an opposition, which means everybody, now the media space get right for inform and educate the public about what's in their happen so far. But you also make mention says politicians and they use some journalism for open media institutions. How that one and a bad one?
No, I'm not saying that one, but I'm concerned because if a politician, for example, pass through me, I go open a media house. Definitely, me main focus now for propagate information of that politician and for always protect them, and for always they give information where they go against the opponents. And that one is also the goal of the media. The role of the media now for create level playing field for everybody. everybody will get concerned for get access to the media for can make them concerned. Not for allow the politician for dominate with space. Yes, now the rights as citizens also for let it open a media house, but the media house will be owned and operated by a practicing journalist, a professional. We know the ethics of journalism. Also, just anybody who just will come inside anymore because the law make them open, say you can open a radio station on newspaper as a Sierra Leonean, you will just go into the business.
Because I remember some time back we been get some newspaper them we clearly aligned with specific parties.
Yes. The truth is, the media and salon sharply divided. We get media houses where they support the government. We get media houses where they support the opposition. But again, thankfully, we get media houses where maintain their independence. And I think particular media houses they will maintain independence. We describe for maintain, for let them all under them voice stay, for always hold the government accountable, always hold the opposition accountable. Because opposition are government in waiting. If they fail for do waiting, then for do as opposition, the media get right for hold them to account again. Not so all the time the media for just turn the mic to the government, they raise issues. The opposition again are government in waiting. We for always a checkmate them. What did they do? If they hold government to account, if they do the roles and responsibilities as opposition.
You say as we talk so now, media institutions and the way perhaps now government official them or politician them sponsor them for kind of existence. You I wanna take note that one day wouldn't have the media institution here.
No, China, we all are journalists. We know we safe. We know exactly what they happen. We know so many some media houses where then they open house, so they register. We know say as particular politician they be and they want way on for. And then right, because again they create employment for we colleagues them. But again, me concern here that how their colleagues and they go maintain the professionalism of we job for letting no can dash to the tune of them politicians and they because they register as independent media houses. But when you look at the background, they get some political interest where they affect the independence.
Okay. And name na Alhaji Manika Kamara and the president for the Salo Association of Journalists is in the program this morning to talk about the independence of the media. And same as the program will be joined by Dr. Francis Sowa, the National Coordinator on Media Reform Coordinating Group MRCG. And instead we talk on this same topic. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning.
Okay, so we'll all and go quick for a commercial break and we'll come back with continue with the discussion.
The Ministry of Mines and Mineral Resources and the National Minerals Agency, NMA, proudly announced the second edition of the Sierra Leone Mining Week, which will be celebrated with events set to take place this year at the Freetown International Conference Center from 19th to 23rd May. This year's theme is Our Mineral Resources, Responsible Mining, Value Multiplication, and Shared Prosperity. One of the features of this year's celebration is the 11th African Diamond Producers Association, ADPA's ordinary meeting of the Council of Ministers, consisting 19 countries, where Sierra Leone's Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources will serve as host and chairman. Other events for this important mining week include panel discussions of professionals from several sectors to discuss various mining issues. What's more, there will be an exhibition of Sierra Leone's precious minerals like diamond, gold, bauxite, rutile, and many more that you may want to see at closer proximity. That is why the Ministry of Mines and Mineral Resources and the National Minerals Agency jointly invite you to come witness and share your experiences in the mining sector. You'll have an opportunity to meet, talk, and even ask questions and get answers from mining professionals. With all that set for the Mining Week running from 19th to 23rd May at the Freetown International Conference Center, it's now on you to make it your duty for an opportunity to get your highly desired information about mining in its entirety. Registration to attend is free. For further information, please visit www.events.nma.gov.sl or make a quick trip to the Ministry of Mines and Mineral Resources or the National Minerals Agency at New England, Freetown. See you at the Freetown International Conference Center on any day or all the days of the second edition of the Sierra Leone Mining Week from 19th to 23rd May 2026. It's time to talk about the golden glow of gold and other natural national minerals.
Kano Immigration and Visa Services is your best service provider to travel to Canada on study, work or pleasure. We can facilitate your visa process, work permits, express entry program, family sponsorship, Canadian school admissions, Canadian citizenship, self-employed persons program, and many more. Come to us at 28 Walpole Street, Siaka Stephen Street, Freetown, or reach us via email at info@canoimmigration.com or via 075-143-299. For more information, go to www.canoimmigration.com. We are at your service.
Welcome back to the program. Good morning, Saturday. Come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We're doing this program this morning. Your name, Nachang Nojalo.
And Adeyemi Jackson. As earlier we mentioned, today we look at the independence of the media house, the media and a salon. And we don't start the discussion with the president for the Salon Association of Journalists, Alhaji Manika Kamara. Inside the studio, we don't joined by the national coordinator for the Media Reform Coordinating Group, Dr. Francis Soa. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning to you and to listeners, and apologies for coming late.
Well, the media coordinating group now body we then be set up in 2014 as a civil society led organization for promote media reform and support the media houses them now salon in terms of developing reforms and advocate for media laws and other things them way they do over these years and wait don't be the work so far we go can no more and how they don't work for ensure say the journalists are able for practice them secret responsibility under a free environment. We can know inside the program more. Doc, earlier on we asked a question to Alhaji Manika Kamara about the current state of the media in Sierra Leone. The Media Reform Coordinating Group don't they work around media reforms, don't they advocate for media laws them and ensure say journalists them get that freedom and completely independent for practice and hold government accountable. From MRC point of view, how you describe the current state of the media in Sierra Leone?
All right, once more, thank you. No, I don't call you Adebayo. I will follow the program. Adeyemi, thank you for that question. And I think I totally agree with what the president of SLAD say. There had been improvement in the media landscape in terms of numbers, particularly. Even in terms of content, production and content generation. And again, even in terms of the public reliance on the media. So for instance, while we wake up in the morning, they listen to 98.1, listen to AYV, listen to Truth Media, listen to Liberty, because one forgets information. So in the first place that people still rely on the media, even with the presence of social media platforms. People will see the gossips and the mis and disinformation, and if it's sometimes correct information, but then will still tell you, say, you know, you hear it, na radio, you know, na TV. So the trust in the media is still there. So don't get improvement in terms of numbers. You know, go back to the history from one radio station. Today, I'm sure we talk about over 200-300 radio stations. Same with newspapers. So there's been growth in terms of numbers and growth in terms of content. However, the challenges that still remain, like how the president say. And I think one of the biggest problems where we now address the media in Sierra Leone are that people want independent media, as how the topics have say, but they don't want to put money into independent media. The state capture, the political party capture, the commercial interest capture, all they happen because they put money into the media. It's about the political economy of the media. So, the ordinary citizens, the people of Sierra Leone, self, get for no say, soup sweet na money killer. If they want for let the media continue to be independent, 98.1 is civil society radio, who side they go put money? It has to be interest group that will believe in democracy, will believe in media freedom, now then they put the money there. Now make, for example, in Sierra Leone, we call the National Fund for Public Interest Media. So National Fund, now Sierra Leoneans, if people put the 1,000 million, 2,000 million, that fund there, what the money can inside there, now they go take for support independent media. There is no way we will continue to get independent media if we lack the resources. So now make you find out, say, numbers they increase, but even in terms of content generation, If you look the media now, so similar content that they produce. And they get some of the content, the way you see them, they get business and economic interest. They get political interest. Because then people and they put money into the media. So whilst we aspire for get independent media, we should also think about how do we get the resources for maintain. The people they can't maintain points, how they gladly say they're independent journalists, they do independent work. Now independence they eat tomorrow. Now in family they eat. 90.1 this light where they use they pay EDSA. The generator they need fuel. So we need resources for support and sustain independent media.
Other parts in the world, perhaps if you make mention of the BBC or the Al Jazeera, they are government-funded institutions. Exactly. But when you talk about the independence of them, they see them invisible.
Exactly.
Why? What are the problem with beyond
I'm glad we can say they are government-funded, exactly, not political party-funded. So they make, even in Sierra Leone, the National Fund for Public Interest Media, one of the partners who put money inside it, now the government of Sierra Leone. But even as they finish the first phase, 30 the government put money inside it. Of course, there's a political will, there's a commitment. We cannot deny that. So exactly, and now the exact message I want to they preach now that there is nothing wrong for them money from the consolidated fund be put into independent media. Yeah. We are not talking about money from SLPP party. We are talking about money from APC, NGC, REFP. The money where they go inside the government account, that consolidated fund. Now we the people of Sierra Leone, we get time for me. I usually pay now taxpayers money. Then now other interest. And so yes, I agree. That one they say now first I'll be afraid for say let not put government money per media. We want government money because the government of Sierra Leone, now we all get her, and the people of Sierra Leone get her. So if you say that money they put up per media, of course we welcome that kind of
just add to what you say. If you look at the TRC report again, even make provision for that, say government for support media development.
Exactly.
Doctor, I'm concerned we don't come up from people. You mentioned about government supporting the media, but one concern we don't come up from people now the issue of government giving fund to the media, more especially like the parent body of SLAJ, where they for advocates for the welfare of journalists there. Many people think that government giving money to SLAJ don't sort of muzzle the independent work of SLAJ.
Absolutely incorrect. And there's nothing
so
wrong
you think
with there's nothing wrong with government.
A right for the government to support media.
Sierra Leone as a country, they get government. And the government, the arms of government will be the go school, the executive. You see, the mistake people make in this country, they always say when they say government and they refer to the executive, to President Bio and the ministers. And no, the three arms of government, now executive, legislature, and judiciary. And that one and day, when you go to the constitution, where the president will talk about, you go to section 2. You look at the fundamental principles of state policy. It's very clear they say the government of Sierra Leone. Now we the people of Sierra Leone, they obtain legitimacy. Then they get power from we the people of Sierra Leone. So now we not the government, now we get the government. So I don't understand when they talk say they don't really give government money to journalists. Government money, not to politician money. Look, but they're very clear.
So again, Doc, just now, Chairman mention of BBC. BBC not a parent body of media in England. BBC na media institution and government is they independent.
Okay.
SLAJ not a media house. SLAJ na media body where they look at the welfare of journalists.
Okay. So let's come back again to you, Dr. Sowa. You make mention say media poverty day because or media they not intend for independence, because of the kind people where they put money into the business. You say government need to put money into the business. We get a state broadcaster, what na perception for us with the editorial?
So in the first place, we will go to the National Media Viability and Investment Conference. Recommendation 4. Speak to the issue of the public service broadcaster.
What na you stand
when
it comes to the editorial?
The recommendation say among other things that the SLBC government for support the SLBC and community media for make them be independent and for let them get total control over the editorial. Again, I repeat, the government of Sierra Leone putting money into the SLBC does not mean that they for control the editorial.
But what as things stands now, what your perception with regards to the editorial of SLBC?
I follow the SLBC and I can tell you that to a very large extent I'm impressed with certain of the programming. For instance, in the equivalent of the Good Morning Salon program, I have listened to editions in which people and they go there and they are critical of the government. In the early days of journalism, me work in a silent broadcasting service. Not the, and me no work for the corporation. What will be the work SLBS? We not the one who be the GUI about who's kind talk way for put much part. Then one you let no go couch story where they give problem. As a matter of fact, there were instances of people there where get issues. So currently the public service broadcaster, of course, in not there also one time for the infrastructure, not there, in terms of the editorial, to a very large extent, that you are bringing the opposition, that you are bringing CSOs that are critical of the government. I think we are starting. We are not
the
there
journalists
yet.
are independent for asking them questions.
Now the SLBC,
Yeah.
Independence, you get a lot of nobody they control for be independent. So
but you get for duty protection of your job because you know go have for ask
well, that's the
critical
point.
questions.
Well, you see, this is the point.
So also I say they try for arrive at if they call for government support into the media landscape, all get a state broadcaster, plenty people they question the editorial due to the fact saying they receive money from government and you say government for sponsor.
No, that argument they first all led to rest this morning. The people with the question the issue of independence and government money, their misconception of government, they are referring to President Bio and ministers and SLPP. That is not government. In basic terms, what did I say? They say what are the popular definition of government? Government
of the people.
The government
of the people.
Of the people. Democracy. Government of the people.
For the people.
For the people. And by the people. What is Saloni practice? Now democracy. So today, that notion they force for change. That the government of Sierra Leone, there is no SLPP or APC government, led government in a democracy where they assume power without the people. That is why we have to be serious about elections. We have to be serious about having the right frameworks, and we have to be serious about the will of the people being expressed in an election. When they give authority to Chegno, we get for some presidents in latter years. Not so you money you they can give it. At that point they want for me. Me not pay for take government money as MLCG. In fact, the International Fund for Public Interest Media, IFPI, whether the money they take for support media, now the government of France and other countries, now they put money inside it. So this notion first not for avoid. There's nothing about that. Government give money to Sludge, government give money to National Media Fund. They cannot control it. They should not control it. And we will not allow them to control it because it is not their personal money.
Continue for the which we in the program in name Dr. Francis Sowa, National Coordinator for Media Reform Coordinating Group. We come over to we other studio guests with the President for Sludge, Alhaji Manika Kamara. The issue of Sludge performing its sacred responsibility in terms of advocating for the welfare and ensure that media houses or journalists and practice independent, the one we don't come under public scrutiny, because many people they say receiving money from government is like government they dictate on waiting Sludge for do and waiting Sludge for do. You think receiving money from government that's something way wrong or from Sludge point of view?
Let's just take the cue from Usami Boda and Dr. Sowa stop. I don't make this point earlier, and I don't always say, even during the time we may be the Sludge Secretary General, I always make this point clear to members of the public. See, me West they pay me tax. My office where I work for our local newspaper, they pay tax for me, they pay me NACIT contribution. So now me right for benefit from the government's coffers. Chairman just now cites the BBC when independent media institution, not to the parents body of the media in England. The government of UK they subvent BBC, but we they see how BBC they hold the government of UK to account. Now to Salon, from where Sludge begin to receive subvention, this latter passed under the former leadership of Ahmed Said Nasrallah, where be the monk. To date, Sludge always the old government to account where necessary. To the point that even during towards the 2023 elections, when somebody be the vie for the symbol of the SLPP, mayor symbol, when a go to mosque and make a religious rhetoric, Sludge are the first body where issue press release condemn them. When somebody where they work at the office of the first lady attack Amadou Lamrana Ba, Sludge condemn them. We will not say because the government of Sierra Leone give Sludge subvention, we will not for condemn them. When other government appointees them, then they attack journalists online, Sludge openly condemn them. We don't even think about that one because we roles and responsibility for make sure say journalists and get the conducive atmosphere for do them work. That money what they receive from government for subvention, not only pocket the as president. Now for the affairs of the media, the Sludge and the affiliate bodies them. Now make even when the money go inside with accounts, the moment you receive that notification, now Sludge force the issue press release, not to membership them all, to the people of Sierra Leone. And we do not partners. They made them understand. Made them know say Sludge receive this money from government. And when we go annual general meeting, we dey project the budget we submit to the Ministry of Finance through the Ministry of Information. We dey project how they distribute their money there to all we affiliate bodies them, all we sub bodies them, and all we committees them within Sludge. Yeah, not the money where they put say this money now for shape and to media houses them. I not ever think say Sludge former president or me the current president don't ever call 98.1 say do you have that program on our own to know what I'm interest. We don't get power on our editorial policy. All media houses across the country get their own independence and get their own editorial policy. We don't interfere. We also have responsibility to make sure say we don't sit down soon and nobody not threatening now. And anybody who attempts to do that one day we condemn them. And now we work very closely with the international partner on IFJ on the welfare of journalists. I should say on ABC the notice where we be pulled about 3 months ago, where we get 2 online sessions on the welfare and condition of service of journalists. And by the grace of God, mid-June, we partners in IFJ, they cancel for come meet with government authorities. On this we advocacy on the press freedom, on the standalone chapter on press freedom and freedom of expression for local engage government for make them guarantee that right to not only journalists but the people of Sierra Leone. Because if you the Okada rider, the market woman, you get the right for talk what you want to talk. For as long as what you talk, they within the laws of Sierra Leone. Nobody for threat you for that one day.
Okay. Continue for the way to the program. In name na Alhaji Manika Kamara, President for the Salon Association of Journalists. Continue for the way to the program. We also get Dr. Francis Soa, National Coordinator for the Media Reform Coordinating Group. When we come back to our studio guests, we can look at the complete independence of the media, whether something we practicable, if challenges, the waiting at the challenges, we're responsible for that. In program now, Good Morning Salon, and inside the program now, we go for this break.
Bloombank digital banking don't come for we.
I said so. You look stressed so.
Nah, bank are the one go so.
Me sister, go digital.
Digital?
Yes, with Bloombank digital banking. Just tap, click, swipe and send money, receive money, check your balance, pay your bills and get quick loans before Jacko cuts your eye.
But Abula fly.
Well, bring your phone.
Not so easy and quick.
Yes, with Bloombank Digital, you can bank with freedom any side of the world. Your money is safe and secure. Also, you can do business and transfer money instantly by your currency across Africa. Quick one with Colats.
Wow! As from today, call me Aisatu Bloombank Digital.
Aha! Aisatu Bloombank Digital.
Yes, na me name. I dey go tell all me party them for join Bloombank Digital Banking.
Bingo! Oh, waiting you dey wait for. Go ahead and download our digital banking app from Google Play Store and Apple Store or visit any of our branches for further details. For no more, you can visit our website, bloombankafrica.com.
No left piano, cause Bloombank Digital they make you bank
with Colats. Bloombank Africa. Let's make it happen.
Not to know the pressure me. Not to know the pressure me.
Hey! They don't do them all, they don't do them. Then talk them, then do them. How them talk about them bang, now so then they. Or 50 or your T1.
Well, Skololo, who that they don't do them again?
Now PC Foreign Exchange Bureau, the number 1 foreign exchange bureau in the country, they give all them customers them 1% cashback for every transaction where they make through Western Union, MoneyGram, or RIA.
Na in done so?
Not so in done so, nice K. PC Foreign Exchange Bureau, don't 1% the game. This to them to fufu or kokoroma 1% semu, where before Jacko Kotiai, it don't ferembe. This 1%, it can for canteen up game. So you will get famul, paddy, or business partner where they send for you money through Western Union, MoneyGram, or RIA. Run go now any PC and Son shop where they all about the country. For you where they free tongue, PC and Son shop they now 16 Godrich Road Lumley, 59 Wellington Street, 31 Guard Street, 19 Fobe Road, 10 and 53 Sanya Bacha Street, 32A Wilkinson Road, 9 Kuto Road, and 24 City Road Port C. For Waterloo Famulem, within a 9A Liverpool Street, Waterloo, for we Famulem where they upline, within a 76 Sky Corridor Road Corner, within a 5 Palmer Street Kabbalah, 54 Dambala Road Bo, within a number 4 Denby Street Kenema, 39 Robane Road Makeni, 137 Airport Ferry Road Lunge, Lagos Compound Kailaun, and 35 IDA Road, Gambia. Tell your neighbor say, PC Foreign Exchange Bureau, the 1% the game.
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue to come to you from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Inside the program, we take one power headline material. Musai, the special envoy for the West Africa Integration and Investment Summit, Dr. Kande Yumkelasi, and Oguti again Guinea go tap for sell lights to Salon because of the high demand for electricity. He talked this inside one interview with Radio Democracy with about the importance of the expert group meeting and ministerial meeting with Salon the host now. He talked more to Mastan Suare as Mastan put this report together.
In a ministerial conference for the West African Integration and Investment Summit 2026. Na conference where President Julius Maada Bio in a capacity as chairman ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government with the special envoy for West Africa Integration and Investment Summit 2026, Dr. Kande Yumkela, they organized for 2 days where they bring together senior technical experts, development partner, and minister them across West Africa for identifying and look at national priority and regional investment. This conference, they same also look at critical policy them and they prepare and present the free talk communique and other documents them with them for adopt. Now the West Africa Integration and Investment Summit 2026. The chairman for Presidential Initiative on Climate Change, Renewable Energy and Food Security, we same we so. Now the special envoy to West Africa Integration and Investment Summit 2026, Dr. Kande Yumkela, talk more about this summit.
The summit is going to focus on 4 pillars: energy trade, strategic minerals, agribusiness, and digital transformation. So this expert group meeting, we've been working about 3-4 months with experts, over 100 experts across the region, but also with some international development partners. And this summit, this expert group meeting, is taking an in-depth look at the documents they've prepared, the technical documents which are being presented now. But to make it an inclusive conversation, we have the experts, but we brought a few selected ministers so that there is a good interaction between the experts and the policymakers, because sometimes experts come with good ideas, but they don't have that political backing you need. So in this conversation here, they're basically going to set the agenda for the summit we're going to do in 5-6 months. Second, we're going to show them the platform we want to use from the African Development Bank, from UNIDO, and some other partners, how we will get projects.
Dr. Kande Yumkela continue for talk about how Salon and the member states country them go benefit from this meeting.
We want to go to that summit with real projects. So again, we're going to encourage private sector, public sector to identify those projects. African Development Bank and others will help us screen, see what else they have to do to help those entities, if they look like viable projects, to make them bankable. Yeah, you have to go beyond ideas, so real project documents, in some cases, some feasibility study. So we're very hopeful. President has said he wants to go from declarations to actual delivery. Right now, Gambia, Liberia, Sierra Leone, we're all buying power from Guinea. Yeah, but the Guinean minister told us already yesterday, when they look at the demand they have just for their mining, in a short time, they will not be able to sell to us. But their demand is so high because of all the boom that is taking place in Guinea. We want to sell back to them. But you need bigger projects. So you need some dialogue and conversation that over the next few years, some of our own projects, for example, in Sierra Leone that we have in the pipeline, we can sell back power to them. Helping ourselves to get more power, of course, but also we can sell back power.
When we talk, the Minister of Finance, Sheikh Fantamadi Bangura, talk about the theme for this engagement.
The theme, economic West African economic integration and investment, powering regional integration through energy, trade, strategic mineral, agribusiness, and digital transformation. Colleagues, the current and evolving global dynamic underscores more than ever before the critical and urgent need to strengthen economic cooperation and integration for shared prosperity of our sub-region. ECOWAS has played an important role in regional peace and security, promoting democracy and free movement of people and goods. While the sub-region also made progress in opening trade within the sub-region through schemes such as the ETRS, which is the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme, and the Common External Tariff. Despite this, you'll agree with me, the sub-region still has a long way to go. We do lag behind in generating the sustainable economic growth.
The African Development Bank na body wey dem set up for promote economic and social development across African continent wey make the Vice President for the African Development Bank, Abdul Kamara, talk about the work wey the bank don dey do na different Africa country dem.
At the African Development Bank, under the leadership of President Sita, we are championing 4 strategic areas of renewed emphasis for Africa's economic transformation. We call these the 4 cardinal points. Of course, these are on the need to operationalize our 10-year strategy, which I believe you are all familiar with. So the first is to unlock Africa's capital at scale, and this would never have been more timely as it is now.
Issa Iyun the director AI Hub for Africa, na UNDP, Kinson Marcelli, talk about how AI important to development na Salon and a member state country them.
Now at UNDP, we see digital public infrastructure and artificial intelligence as deeply interlinked foundation for this transformation. But without strong DPI, AI remains an elite tool. With strong DPI, AI becomes a powerful engine for inclusion and growth across our region.
Kinson Marcelli end up for call on member states them na the ECOWAS region for Fala, the team them where them go sign inside the communique as we for promote development na the West Africa region for the Society for Radio Democracy. Mastan Suarede reports.
The program now Good Morning Salon, they come to you from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We come over to our studio guest, come over to you, Dr. Francis Soa, coordinator for Media Reform Coordinating Group. The issue of media poverty don't be of concern. Many people they accuse or they point figures say some media houses them based on their content and then programs them issue directly from the angle, and the issue of politicians and business houses them supporting media houses then don't be of concern. From MRC point of view, you think a right for a politician or business houses for sponsor a particular media house?
All right, let me answer the question the other way. In essence, is there media independence or which you will say now they exist for the media independence? Let's speak to a few things. Then if the answer comes in, I'll fine. If not, you answer that question. So is it right for the politician or the business person for put money into the media? So let's start with the business people then. Advertising is one of the biggest sources of support to the media. There's advertising, there is sponsorship, and others. Waiting, it appear like say they happen on a salon. If you like I say, the business entities na favor than they do to the media houses. But again, the favor will mean they are also getting something in return, like protecting the interest of the business class. But if not advertising and they do, the concept of advertising say 98.1 get audience where it is sell. So any entity where they can for come advertise 98.1 now because now it's a give and take and give situation in the sense not to favor in the country to 98.1. Now because 98.1 gets a wide audience, so when it drop in adverts day, your own business interest be promoted. If that is what is done, there is nothing wrong with that. Because advertising Now one of the sources where media they get money. But however, if people can say, now undoubt the business people they get to the media people and their existence alone, in the sense that there is no exploitable commercial interest where the radio or the newspaper or the TV get. So the business person does not directly, benefit from any advertising something. But now sorry, no more. They are all sorry for them. Lord give them money, let them not die. If that is why they are giving it, but their intention is for them people and enough for talk about the excesses, then that is wrong. There are no two ways about it. Same with politicians. If a politician want for like all the campaign election, politician want for Canada 98.1 and can talk about why he thinks say he won't be the president and possibly will get 50 of them and 98.1 charge them 10 million, that is 500 million. Then can talk per any radio discussion program. There is nothing wrong with that. Now because they believe in a platform, say where they will reach out to people. But if a politician can get 98.1 money, so that when inside for go thief money society, that story they know they reach now, then that is not correct. So it is not the question of giving money to the media house. It's about the intent or the purpose for which then they give the money.
Who said the media institution because the owners are on them for the godly line? Who said them for the godly line?
If they draw the line without word on account for this program today, independence. So for instance, if they draw the line, who say editorial kind side. As them begin, left editorial force. If they draw the line where in begin dictate to you, say that particular story they annoy area, or in fact, where it not dictate to yourself, where you been, you they become so obligated that when the man in story for them, if I need to take phone call and say, para to the area, but no, you know say you're there for you. That's not going to 90.1. Now, if you get to that point in which you begin not for report on issues because you're afraid say that they can't take something that you earn, then that is wrong. So they draw the line, Usai, where the 98.1 team they sit on today for discuss Good Morning Saloon program tomorrow. The topic on one discuss, the angle on one discuss, the only tool for limit to now professional and ethical considerations, legal, ethical, and professional considerations. If 98.1 want talk about Francis Owa tomorrow, but the afraid say MRCG get for give grants. You want blast to MRCG, but remember say MRCG say if I can't blast to just so that grant to the can get time, then you have failed in your duty.
So
say it.
So generally speaking, when we talk about the independence of the media, when it comes to this aspect, you think say the media don't be independent?
To a very large extent, you get media houses then where to many either one themselves, where the loyalty it did to lots of political and business interest. That is the reality in Sierra Leone. Uga media house in this country, when I write things about certain companies, because they believe say that company then they get the money. It's the political economy. Dictate get the money, then they dictate the tune. So again, it comes down to what you first talk about the question, but not you not further go into them. It is the media poverty issue. Because they're poor and vulnerable, but they gotta tell you back, so not to poor, but poor and vulnerable. So then back the big guy. The bigger no can cause them because you see life, you okay, that end on this way. You see, journalism is a profession. Well, to some also it's a trade. If you say you come, like for example, you see 19 points, and that's in the back in the head. Say society for radio democracy. Not for the call 19.1. No. If you work if you're not supposed to know what they mean, that expression they mean, society for radio democracy. So you're not society first. It is a media society, it's a media fraternity. So we get with your rules and regulations. So you a kaya, you don't ready for abide by them. One of our ethical considerations. If you get mind, you go take money, 98.1 send you for go cover story, holding a public interest. Where you go there, calling a corner and give something. You not can broadcast that story. You are not supposed to be in this society, in this fraternity with the tribute.
Doc, what about the issue of the welfare of reporters? Take for example, some media houses.
And then the wickedness kind side.
Where some media houses there perhaps not go to pay the reporters.
Yes.
And the reporter go rely on the ID card when they go out for so.
So that was a wrong. Thank you, the president of Sladia. So in 2020, when we get the IMC Act. The biggest thing where we glad for that act now be the issue of welfare of journalists. Where the law now make them very clear say Among the thing, the 98.1 as a radio station, where they go renew a license for 2027. One of the requirement them is for show compliance with the Wages Act. And now the minimum wage now 1,200. We were not old now 1.2 million. If I would be me, I like for calling the old way because it have 1.2 million use. Now, as a media reform group, we report to a pool on welfare. Show say up to today, almost half of the journalists the way they report, they're not where they work for media, so not they get salary. That is wrong. It's not only wrong, it's unacceptable. Not only unacceptable, now daylight robbery and witchcraft.
And you compromise the integrity.
Exactly. Now then the reporter force you in because independence it they go at different level. Now then the reporter force you independence they begin. So and let me say this: when the government through the IMC and through other regulators them begin for enforce issues of minimum wage, we need join slash for that kind of thing because it is wrong. You know they pay nothing for the person. Where you old, who say I get for go better, that is wickedness. The media house has to be run as a business. Okay. And if you know they pay a salary, that one they own is completely wrong. How they oppose politicians them for them thing and then as also they condemn them within the media landscape. Okay. It is wrong.
I see the president say for make contribution with regards to that one day.
I don't understand where doctor say we no go join Sludge. When a Sludge lead the campaign for the welfare of journalists them. Sludge join the work. Well, that in fact that na the more the reason why make the champion that campaign day. Sludge work closely with the Ministry of Labour for make sure say we enforce that particular labor law.
The reality is some of we managers, some of we editors, some of managing editors them, they are not treating the reporters fairly. And when Sludge they talk that thing and then they go na corner they grumble like say that wrong things like they talk. And that's unfair.
Okay.
Now that means we work closely with the ministry now for make sure say we enforce that because the IMC get the power. When you go for go renew your license, you for sure compliance. For sure yes, you they pay you reporter above the minimum wage, you they pay an asset contribution, you also they pay employee tax for sure on compliances. Okay. And
so President again away from that one day we doc and ECF don't make mention of earlier on the program say for make the media be independent enough for then source of revenue for not for come up from politicians them or people who are business people who want for dictate the editorial away from that one low actually lost them. In recent time, we get the cyber security. Actually, plenty of people don't point at say this they make journalism somehow not be independent and free for do their work. What on our position on that one?
Even before Parliament passed that particular law, Sludge and Media Reform Coordinating Group, thank God because they are, we issue a position paper to government and the Parliament. We will make them very clear. And if these documents we cry for so now they refine documents. If you see the first one when they be present, if that one then be passed, maybe some of who for left the media. But thank God we able to engage Parliament and we will present a position paper with support of MRCG and other partners and also some of legal partners and civil society activists them. We able to present a well constructive and convincing position paper to Parliament. We make Parliament be expunge so many of the things will be the first document will be presented to the public. But unfortunately, again, we can see clause 44, subsection 2, now the final document where President be signed. And from the day where President signed that document again, Sludge and media partners them don't they raise this campaign, say we get concerned. We don't wait again another 55 years before they repeal that law. We want me to repeal that law as soon as possible because we don't make progress in media development. We need laws that way progressive. We don't need laws that way they can shrink that space. As journalists, we have responsibility now for give members of the public accurate information. I know call somebody for get clarification or send text message to you for get clarification 3 times. You look at and say, "Are the cyber stalk you or are they bully you?" You go report me to the security people and we go invite me go CID. But thankfully again, we don't get assurance from the Inspector General of Police, the head of CID, and even the Minister of Justice. Then assure we say nobody no go to journalists at the independent at the criminal investigation department using the Cyber Crime and Security Act where they doing work as journalists. Anything where concern journalists pertaining in work, let them go to the Independent Media Commission.
So for because nobody know they way don't gonna report na CID based on that particular provision.
No, from the time where they give the assurance we not get a complaint from a journalist say they invite me go CID on the cyber crime because we know for the C we again we will create the IMC as country. would undermine them. No, don't allow the IMC and do them work. Any journalist we do anything we get for do to media regulation, say and go IMC.
Okay.
And then I make again, we try for engage. Mind you, get existing MOU with the security sector. We try for review that MOU again, and we try for make sure say we get commitment in the form of the review of the standalone chapter. We they look out for we guarantee with safety and security as journalists until they put them inside the constitution. We don't get that safety we want.
Okay, continue for the way to be Alhaji Manika. I see Dr. Sowa want to say something because when I do the work, when I pull reports.
In less than a minute.
Yeah.
On this cybersecurity team, the president talk about the position paper.
Yeah.
Then they take some, they left some. As we talk now, recommendation 39 of the tripartite recommendation, where government APC then goes to the way they sign. The recommendation say the cybersecurity law is not fine. It get provision that we not find. In fact, it say it get what the way vague, we not clear. So in essence, apart from slash the MRCD campaign, even the tripartite recommendation, it touch on the issue of cybersecurity. So if government is implementing recommendations of the of tripartite, they let not forget see there is also a specific recommendation we touch and concern the issue of the cybersecurity law.
On a pull report every year on media freedom na salon. You think the cyber law actually it affects the work of journalists?
Now don't turn the big man. I don't think so. Don't put any edition within a month. We don't get issues of cybersecurity. I'm happy the president talked about journalists, but we are also looking at the general public, the wider society, because freedom of expression goes beyond journalists. It's about every Sierra Leonean. Press freedom is specific to journalists. So we think this cybersecurity they affect everybody, particularly that section 44, not just the journalists, but the wider population of Sierra Leone.
Continue for the way to the program. The program now Good Morning Salon, and inside the program we go for this break.
Cecil, do you know any sharp user I go able get quality laptop or desktop computer for buy? When I go give me wahala like the last one?
Aisha, you see this Dell computer na me hand? It don't pass 8 years from where I begin use it. It no one day give me problem. Na Palestino International in shop, na 5 and 6 Gloucester Street, na they a buyer. Not to copyright Palestino they sell, na original. You see this me plasma TV, this Samsung home theater, me standing fan and mobile phone. Every day when you see them, it's like a new one. They don't pass 8 years na me hand. Palestino don't open Palestino International Computer Shop na 3 Bojon Street Bow. Also you they get all kind computer for buy. For more, just call 076 56 5432 077 80 5898. Palestino International in Computer Shop, all team day for you.
Program Good Morning Salon, they continue. We come over to Dr. Sowa. Earlier on, you mentioned about the National Fund for Public Media Interest, where you say authorities they don't pledge commitment, including government, but up to now, when I not see government actually honor their commitment. Then we look at how this fund they able for address the issue of media poverty and complete independence of the media in Sierra Leone.
So to start with, now the government SSF, we president will they sign the repeal bill. We pull criminal libel law. Now, SSF, for that statement, they say government will organize an investment conference. Because remember, I say, part 5, we don't argue, say, let me the Hamburg investments in the media. So now the president is excellency, the president. Now, I see them organize a conference. And true to the word, the then Minister of Information and Communication, Honorable Rado Soare, called with the stakeholders then. We form a steering committee. Fast forward, in 2022, we get the first National Media Viability and Investment Conference. We make several recommendations. Recommendation 6, speak to the issue of the fund. Now, where Rado be there as Minister of Information, where they be go for the meeting under IFPIM, the International Fund, where government go make announcements say, if they put money into the National Fund, the international stakeholders in the media, they all clap for the government of Sierra Leone. They say, good, this is what we want to see. Government supporting media. So the model of We National Fund is built on the fact that it was supposed to get money from international partners, through the government, the consolidated fund, and even from local and private businesses. So the whole idea of that fund, in few words, now that this whole thing is talk about independence of the media. Now idea about. So for instance, 98.1, one for investigate a particular institution, but it need the gadgets them. It need money for pay for the reporter. Maybe again for deploy a reporter for 3 months upline for do the subterfuge and the undercover reporting. So what is that fund that they do? Now then 98.1 they apply them, get that money there. And when 98.1 pull us story there, it for touch the people of Sierra Leone. So the idea of the fund. But like I say, for 1 year, we're not able to start the fund. Because the government say, oh, we are committed, but we will not see the money. Eventually, because the fund, for like operate, you forget 2 sponsors. So we get the international fund who puts money, then FCDO through BBC Media Action self-put money. But then, of course, the third partner there remains the government of Sierra Leone. And we are still hopeful. The current minister, chair number, we don't get engagement with him, and it's still a continue for say government committed. And we see president in the meeting cocktail in December he talk about national fund. So it means even His Excellency is aware. So we are confident that government will.
So who's the challenge there?
Now the money no carry sir. No, those no challenge. The only challenge now that the paperwork between the ministry to finance. I think the road that look long. Information and finance. You know, I think that the approval. Now they issue the commitment. That's what they were committed. In fact, at one point, the Deputy Minister of Information in one of the program them, at even give you like say either 2 weeks or 1 month, say they happen. But again, sometimes when we meet to the government officials them, they would tell you say to okay 1 box, a hand shot. Not for say and by the way, we're talking about $50,000. $50,000. Yeah. Which me Francis always say on also, I am convinced and persuaded, as the preachers will say, that the government can afford 50,000. No, 50,000 in fact was for the
that are the total money.
No, for the inaugural, the initial grant, and the amount is supposed to be increased. So the first initial way government forgive now 50,000, and I believe say the government of Sierra Leone can afford $50,000.
So again, the issue they come to mind, government delay in terms of honoring them commitments, and this now a commitment where they go make now the international platform.
Yes.
You think say with this delay it will sort of reduce?
No, not to reduce. I didn't make a fine. Not to reduce. It get potential for unbog the fund in continuation, and I'm glad you called that topic. And the message is one for sent today, because the fund, if the government not honor your own commitment, then the other people say, well, okay, we'll say we're going to wait for the government. So what did that mean? Now that the first phase of the grant done inside March, we can do the evaluation inside this April. We will have hoped that by May next month, we'll put out the call for the other set of grants. So if the government not to delay, if the government not puts your money there, it is highly possible that the other people say, okay, no, it's a lot safe wait. And see that the government will not wait.
Okay, Doc, quick one. The president for the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists just don't confirm saying they receive money from government. Mm-hmm. You nothing say if government puts money in a sludge and government puts money in this particular basket, na more burden for government.
But say again, president for the call amount so that they give sludge, let them go beat you one day. If it's sludge money, $800,000.
$100,000
for per year.
The money, the last money we received, that be 2.5. Now this
which is like for more than 1 year.
Yeah, for years.
Okay, so don't say plus minus.
I don't know, but by then there be something 65,000.
65,000. They put now. So that the one for sludge, like the presidency, not to media house. Let me make that very clear.
Well, when from government itself, they come out the burden, the economic situation.
Wait, they say from government, so they didn't look fine. It they come up from the consolidated fund, government salary account. Now, it come inside Sierra Leone account.
But the government they get the money.
Government, we don't know the government. Now we all are the government. The money they come out from Saloni account. So Saloni account they give to Salon. And if Salon they shape to Salon people to sectors, are we saying that $150,000 to the media per year? Money. Salon
other one go cripple the country.
Economy.
Okay. We'll come over to you.
And we only talk about media independence and the country.
Exactly.
We'll come over to the president of SLAJ. You just don't listen to Dr. Suwa. Make a clear say the delay of government in terms of honoring its commitment for pledge of CCA then contribute to the basket fund go actually affect the international partners them for hold on to their own commitment. SLAJ they advocate for the welfare of journalists, and this now one way they try for ensure say journalists are able for practice or do their work independently. SLAJ concern with regard the delay of government in terms of for make they actually put money in this basket fund?
Of course, SLAJ concern, and Dr. Suwa just talking also during the media cocktail on the 5th of December 2025, President Bio did assure say he will meet with in commitment to our particular funding. Already, the National Fund for Public Interest Media through the Media Reform Coordinating Group don't give the first chance to the deserving people who will be apply, will be go through the process. When about 14 media houses right across the country, not only Western area, 14 media houses across the country where some they go for do with capacity building, others they do some independent investigations on so many national interests. This thing also we very much concerned because, like I say initially, we get media houses the way they support government, we get media houses the way they are against government, and we get the independent media houses where they try for speak on behalf of the people. So then people and they get for the benefit from that fund. They will not make them one the way they independent, then get polluted again along the line because of this lack of resources. So that make we call on government. And interestingly, with international partners that don't tell we say whatever amount government put into that fund, then they match that amount there. So that one they don't give the assurance say if we get that money there, we media independence go increase at the countries because at the end of the day, for example, if 98.11 do investigation on one mining company, they don't need to go find one businessman or write to government or any ministers for support. They just need for writing a proposal and send them to the National Fund for Public Interest Media, who gets a independence committee where they look at your application, they look at the capacity, they look at the story we want to do, they look at everything, they advise you. Then MRCG go approve the fund where you want to request for do the story. And when I do this story at the end of the day, when I don't hear they share with we shall get to your own platform where they share. Because we believe say that public interest story it go shape the public discussion. People go see issues them. We got so many things already gone at the country where people need for raise attention on the media need for raise them. But not the resources for doing things and the in-depth investigation in the. We all see how this man, this Joyce, Ghana, and us, they doing work. Sometimes it takes 6 months, it takes 1 year, 2 years for investigate issues them. And when he release any of the investigation, then they see the impact. So now then can't the one thing as well. When media houses they come out, okay, they do the investigation and they release the work, and when they release the work, we all go see action be taken.
Continue for the way to the program in name Alhaji Manika Kamara, President for SLAJ. When now an attempt for look at messages them where people understand the program, and this one from Mohammed Makati in our Facebook page say, Dr. Sowa, it is deeply unfortunate that media outlets which are meant to serve as watchdog by holding government excesses in check are themselves falling short of this responsibility. Equally troubling is the failure of some media owners to exercise due diligence and uphold the legal rights and due process owed to journalists. It is high time that SLAJ begins to place such media institutions under close scrutiny in order to curb media and foster an environment that supports effective independent reporting. After all, a pot should not be calling the kettle black.
In this other post in our Facebook page, it is say media poverty, Dr. Sowa and President SLAJ is killing journalists slowly in Sierra Leone. Some journalists have succumbed to politicians, and politicians are controlling some journalists. Some journalists lack integrity.
This one from Mohamed Kone says SLAJ account is audited every year. For this year, we are yet to receive government subvention. Our audited report is presented to the membership at our annual general meeting.
This other person, they say, are your accounts audited by audit service alone? How much did SLAJ receive for this year, for this fiscal year?
This one from Mark 10 say, if I want to start a media outlet, what are the full requirements to register a radio station, newspaper, TV, online, news sites, and also how much are the license and annual renewal fees for radio stations?
Okay, and then because of time, we'll come back now to do and get the guest there for respond to the text messages.
Jalo,
We'll start with you, Doc.
Before we allow guests, this one we're very interesting. Say media poverty, Dr. Sowa and Prezo Sludge is killing journalism slowly in Sierra Leone. Some journalists have succumbed to politicians, and politicians are controlling some journalists. Some journalists lack integrity.
That's true. That's true. Me, I'm not get. True, not true. True, not true. Most of the community, the people in talk, not true. Now, make who they accept.
And the advocates for get more resources.
Exactly.
For maintain the independence of journalism.
For address anything. Yeah, before you answer a question, the way they ask for all the money for register money for pay, they go 56 Shaka Stevens Street. Go ask for Independent Media Commission. Ask for Mr. Khalid Kalon, now the executive secretary. If we not pay 98.1 for explain all that thing, I also this money.
The process long.
So you go now 56.
Shaka Stevens.
Yes, Independent Media Commission office. They will tell you for Duamia.
So, Doc, before we allow Nika for come, Doc, what do you think now the way forward?
The way forward now for put money into media. The way forward now that Sierra Leoneans, the government, international partners, all the resources and efforts are needed for all pull the media outside this now and take into one for one time. A mass mobilization of resources at different levels.
Plenty, thank you, Dr. Francis. So, I'm National Coordinator for Media Reform Coordinating Group. We'll come over to
let's start with
President
the welfare of journalists. That one is a concern to Sludge. And we work very closely with the Sierra Leone Reporters Union for make sure we address all the issues. Because the issue of welfare, my brother, it don't do it like forever. Like forever, we don't fight this thing. And now we work again closely with the Independent Media Commission for make them safe. They implement the laws. Because if you know they pay journalists, you go for renew your license. They don't for renew your license. It's unfair. One thing we will share away from the fact that we get so many of we veteran journalists where they struggle now. Because at the time when they practice, they nobody pay them the minimum wage, nobody pay them asset contribution, and they're not entitled to pension. Now they struggle. And we know that same thing if I put you the young one where they come up again now. For where tomorrow I resign, I left my journalism work. I'm not getting the benefits at the end of the day because my office where I work for, when I will call newspaper, now they pay me asset contribution. It's unfair. Okay. And some of we fortunate we find ourselves as some media houses away from the first day where I begin work now. So they pay me asset contribution, they pay me above the minimum wage. Some of we fortunate for them at the media houses and unfortunate for colleagues them. On the issue of the subvention, the last subvention we received now be 2.5 million, almost 2.5 billion. And the audit we account before we receive that money in our account, we present budget to the ministry, the Minister of Finance through the Ministry of Information when we line ministry. That budget there when we present, when the money come, based on that budget, so they utilize them, and we get we own external auditors back when Bikatil where the audit is large account from 2016 to date. And every year with the issue we audited financial statement to we members then during the annual general meeting. It is scrutinized and they raise concern from 2016 to date. And we get we financing company where they handle with finances when Freetown Nominees Limited and they handle with finances. So we get structures in place for make sure say we financially accountable not only to members but to members of the public also. Okay. So I assure members of the public say that subvention the Kaisai / account no they in any way affect we independence and what could do. We always will make sure so we stand by with journalists them and always they advocate for press freedom and freedom of expression.
Okay, one for the plenty. Thank you to the president of Sludge, Alhaji Manika Kamara, and also Dr. Francis Soa, National Coordinator for Media Reform Coordinating Group, for we una take una time for be part of the program today. Well, family, and because of time, now so we go bring down the curtain for today's edition of the program. Good Morning Salon. Plenty thank you to the production team. You know, Kabia we produce the program with support from Master Swagi. Plenty thank you to DJ Cliff for technical support. Mary Kamara Bangura. We make us see we live now Facebook page. So till we meet again, me na Adeyemi Jackson. Say goodbye.
And me your name na Chenglo Jalo.
Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Well, that's not be the program. Good Morning Salon. We come